What is up everyone? When I asked you guys last week for your video requests, I had an unbelievable amount of people asking about my desk setup. Now as you guys know, I have a playlist on my channel that's all about my desk setup. I think I call it my ultimate desk setup project or something like that. It basically goes through my whole process of improving my desk setup. All the way from this video a few months ago where I was really complaining about certain things about my desk, and I've been gradually making them better and better. Now, because I've been away for a little while, what I wanted to really do in this video is give you guys an update. Where does my desk stand? What does it look like? And what do I still have left to do? Because the main part of my desk, the getting the third monitor and 2 monitor stands and all that main exciting part has happened. As you guys know, I did the unboxing of the monitor. It was a gift from a great friend and everything. It's all gone really, really well. So today what I want to do is show you guys my desk as it stands right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about the other things that I have left to do and also maybe some new ideas that I've got over the last couple of months. So sit back, relax and enjoy this desk setup video because I know a load of you guys absolutely love it. So this is how my desk is looking at the beginning of February 2015, and if I just overlay a shot of how my desk was looking just a few months ago before I started this project, you guys will hopefully see a massive difference. So if we take a look at the desk itself, as you guys can see, not including this bit over here because this is still a mess, this whole part here, the main desk, is looking extremely clear. Everything is nice, clear, open space. Now, I do have a few bits and bobs on the desktop, but it's nothing like I had before. So let me just go over all those little things and explain about them, explain what I'm going to do, etc. This is my audio controller, my volume for my left and right speakers, and also my subwoofer with a headphone jack. Now as you guys know, I don't want this on my desktop because I don't use it. All I use it for is plugging in headphones. That can be done anywhere around the desk because my headphone lead is nice and long. I actually control volume just using the Mac keyboard itself, which is very easy. And also I do use it to turn off my subwoofer if I'm using the system late at night or whatever, but that's only once in a blue moon. So that is actually going to be mounted down near the server equipment on the server shelf, and I remember explaining this to you guys not so long ago, so I will show you that in a minute. It's also going to be mounted down there with the KVM switch, but at the moment I only have one computer attached to this setup because I only have space to have one computer attached. I'd like to have my gaming PC or my G3 or something attached, but because of the monitors and the cabling and everything, I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do everything yet. Next up on the desk, you guys can see my iPod. Now, of course, the iPod is kind of, it doesn't have to be on the desk, but it is very handy to have on the desk, and it kind of blends in with this Apple keyboard. I quite like having it here because it looks really nice and it's not too much clutter at all. So as far as I'm concerned, the iPod is staying there, but at the moment I'm lending someone my 30-pin connector so it's not plugged in. Coming over, we have the router. Now I don't want this on the desk at all, but it's here for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it's been playing up recently, so I have it up here to keep an eye on the notification LEDs, and number 2, there's this horrible mark on the desk underneath it, so until I find something better to cover that mark with, the router will have to do. Over here we have the microphone that floats about. I can put it anywhere, of course. It kind of just sits down here. It's very nice. But over here we have my sort of little handy section, which has a magnifying glass, a Phillips screwdriver, a knife, a pen drive and a drinks coaster. So as far as I'm concerned, that's not like clutter. It's not like clutter compared to anything it used to be. So I'm really happy with this section. Of course, I completely overlooked the start of the desk. We have my GameCube, which is connected to the center monitor via the VGA adapter, or it will be. That's the future plan. The VGA adapter is actually still in the box of stuff that I showed you in a previous video, which is all the cabling and stuff that I'm not using on this current desk setup. We have a drinks coaster that I use all the time, and also the remote for my LED lighting. Now I've got video lights on so you guys can't really see the LED lighting, but it is indeed behind my monitors and it does look very nice. Now that's the desktop and how it's looking at the moment. I'm very pleased. Of course, it does have these little screw holes all over it, and that's because I did used to have the top cabinet things up. I'm not sure if you guys remember those, so I'll overlay an image if I remember to do so. But I'm pretty pleased with the desktop at the moment. So let's talk really quickly about my monitors. As you guys know, I mounted my iSight on top of the middle one, thanks to James providing me with an iSight mount, and the triple monitors are working very well. There's not a lot I can say about them apart from when I do get a little bit of time, I'll be swapping this stand, and that will be behind that satellite speaker if it does indeed slide on that end of the desk like everyone says it will. So I'm excited to do that, because then the floating look that this monitor has, this one will also have it. But at the moment it's not really bothering me at all. The microphone stand does still reach into a very comfortable position, which is nice. Although when I was using dual displays, the microphone stand did go into a slightly nicer position. So I'm kind of thinking if I maybe move this around to the back, it'll work better or something, or maybe this side, I'm not too sure. But I will be moving the microphone. It does work okay for now, but I don't use it a lot anyway. That's more for when I start streaming a lot and stuff. And just to finish off chatting about the desktop, there are some loose cables hanging about. You guys can see some cables dangling behind the monitor there. There's a cable there, and there's a cable that you can just about see there. All those will be sorted out, but before I do anything about cabling, I'll need to tackle all the cable problems that's underneath the desk, and we'll talk about that after we talk about the server shelf. So here we have the server shelf, which at the moment basically consists of two working items, and that is my Intel Mac Mini, you guys can see on the top there. If I move that Ethernet cable, you can see the power light, and a gigabyte switch. Now, all my Intel Mac Mini does at the moment is upload videos. Every single video that you guys see is uploaded with this guy, so it means that I don't have to keep my Mac Pro switched on all the time. It makes a world of difference, and I love it. The gigabit switch is also fantastic because it makes transfer speeds of the video files much quicker from my Mac Pro to my Mac Mini, because my router is only 10100. But of course, this shelf has a lot more plans. I've got way more plans for this in the future. You guys can see another Mac Mini, that's a G4 model. I've got certain plans with that machine, and also these external hard drives which I want to do some backups and stuff with, and also adding another external drive, that one there, and I believe I have another one upstairs. I want to have all those external drives working with the server setup, and I also, this is where the speaker control and the KVM control will be mounted, and that gigabyte switch will be mounted on the side of the desk as well. I'm sure you guys remember that from previous videos. So not much has changed in terms of plans for the server shelf, but I do need a lot more cabling, and I just basically need a lot more time to sort everything out. Also a little bit of money as well, because before I do that, I want to sort out the main source of juice to this setup, and that is a massive problem. So when I say juice, I obviously mean power. Now at the moment, you guys are looking at the underside of my desk. As you can see, the wall could do with definitely a bit of a clean back there. So what I want to do is rip everything out. Absolutely everything, because this is still only a temporary setup. It'll go back exactly the same, but it was only ever meant to be a temporary setup, and when you change all of the cabling to better suited cabling and you want to clean everything thoroughly, it's better to get everything out the way. Now, this is the last big step, and probably the most boring step in sorting out my desk setup, and that is replacing these three old horrible white extension leads with new nice surge protected black tower extension leads to make everything much more easy to manage. Also, I would like to think of some kind of UPS setup for all the server stuff, so that includes the router, the switch and the Mac Minis, just so my video uploads don't fail if we get a power cut, which would be very annoying. I want to get like a 20-minute or a half an hour backup on those, and also that would give nice clean power and whatnot to that equipment. And I want to have two separate circuits running to this desk. I want to have the constant circuit, which is everything that will be running through the UPS, so that's everything that needs to be active 24 hours a day, including the servers and the router and gigabit switch, and everything that doesn't need to be active 24 hours a day, which is basically my primary computer setup, including the Mac Pro, the 3 displays, the speaker setup, and everything that goes with it. So as you guys can see, this looks a lot better than it did before we had all that thing with the ripping stuff off my desk. Before we got rid of all that unnecessary junk, there was a lot more cables down here, so it's looking a lot better, and it's far less problematic, but it still looks horrendous. So we need to sort all that out, and that is coming very soon. So I hope that's given you guys a decent reminder of my desk and everything that's going on. I am so so excited to get this project finally finished, but of course any geek desk setup is never really finished. It constantly evolves. But the thing that I like about this desk setup is it's much more streamlined and much more comfortable to work at than my old one. I'm getting much less neck and back problems because the comfort level of my higher monitors is much easier to work with, and generally I'm just a lot happier on the setup because there's not loads and loads of clutter surrounding me. So I'm looking forward to getting my remaining problems sorted, and that is just eliminating slightly more of the cables and clutter and also getting all the power stuff sorted. Now the really cool thing about this desk setup is, as you guys know, I am possibly planning to do a Hackintosh build, and all of that will be talked about very soon, extensively hopefully when plans come together. But this desk setup is really modular and easy to work with, so if I was to change the system, I could just unplug my Mac Pro, move it to one side, bring in the Hackintosh, plug it in, and I'd still have that brilliant, easy to use desk setup. Not everything is jumbled around the Mac Pro, it's kind of in an external little area that doesn't disrupt the main workflow of my desk. So in a way, I like having the machine out of the way. It is nice to see the machine as well, so I think I've got the best of both worlds on this particular setup. So before I trip over my words anymore, guys, please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Of course, there are 4 more videos to come this week. This is only Monday, so we're only just getting started. I just wanted to clarify a little update to my desk setup so that all those people with requests would be happy and everyone knows where we stand in terms of one of my most exciting projects on the channel at the moment. So huge thank you for watching. Remember to press this little button if you found the video useful or interesting, because it really does help me out. And as always, I will see you in tomorrow's video.